Hi and welcome to the Public Record Office of Northern Ireland's how-to video guides to get you started in local history and genealogy. I'm Gemma, and today I will be talking you through how to search the 1901 and 1911 Irish Census on the National Archives of Ireland's website. Hello ladies and gents, we're going to show you how to search the Census of Ireland 1901-1911 today on the National Archives of Ireland's website. Simple Google search will bring you to this home page. You get to the blue taskbar and you click Search Census. Not sure if any of you are aware, but 1901 is Ireland's first full census. There are fragments of previous years, however the majority of them were destroyed in the 1922 Four Courts fire. So we very simply go into your normal search bars, you click 1901, you put in the surname of the person. If you know their forename, Happy Days, pop that in, and then if you know any more information about them, click that into I know a great deal about this person, as I have practiced this over and over again and researched it to show that it does work. Once you have all the information in that you want, you just hit search and it will populate the names of the person that you're trying to find. So let's see if I can find the one that belongs to me. And here he is, Henry McCann of Lancaster Street, age 18. So once I click in there, I'm given a full list of people who were in the house on the day of the census being recorded. And if I want to actually see the form, I click on Household Return Form A. And it'll populate an image of the original 1901 Census of Ireland form that my ancestors would have filled in at the time. And Henry McCann there is listed as the third name in the household. Several questions were asked in the Census of Ireland form: name, religious denomination, relation to head of household, education, age, sex, occupation, marriage, where the person was born, whether or not they spoke the Irish language, and if they had any form of disability. As we can see here, Henry is 18 and he can read and write, but an oddity here is his occupation. It is listed as licensed car driver, the same as his father, William John. Now this is 1901, ladies and gentlemen. I severely doubt that my ancestors would have owned a car at this point, and in fact the occupation that I am aware that my great-great-grandfather would have had was a carter, so this could mean cart driver rather than car driver. Another thing to note here, folks, is that William John, the head of the household, can't read or write, yet we have a signature at the bottom of this form. Now, he does also have a son called William John. This could be his signature, as at the time, any literate members of the family were encouraged to assist the head of the household to fill in the form. Or it may have also been done by somebody who had approached the house to fill in for them. Okay, now we're going to search the 1911 census. So just click back, and then in your blue taskbar again, just click Search Census. It automatically populates to 1911. Again, we're going to look for Henry, because this is 10 years later, so we know he should be in and around the age of 28. Yeah, this could be him, of Hector Street. Here we have Henry at 28, Maggie, his wife, so he's now married, at 22. And this, ladies and gents, is my great-grandmother. And again, we have another lodger who I haven't actually done any research on. So to look at that form and show you the differences, you click on Household Return Form A. So here we have a copy of the 1911 Ireland census. And it has a few extra questions. So again, name and surname, relation to the head of the family, religious denomination, how well you're educated, age at your last birthday, and sex of the person, the occupation. Particulars to marriage was added in here. So here we have if you're married, single, or widow or widower, how many years you have been married, mainly only asked to the women. And then how many children were born alive and how many children are still living. So here's Henry, he is 28, again we know he can read and write, and here he is listed as a general labourer and carter. So there we go, we have identified the issues from the 1901 census and we have gone back to what the family have always said was the case. Under Maggie here now, again she can read or write, she's 22, she's married, they've been married for 5 years. They have a total of 3 children that were born alive, but only 1 is still living. Now this is where I have encountered a problem, in that the family story is that Maggie unfortunately passed away in childbirth, but this would nullify that story in the family, so that has sparked my interest now to see how in fact Maggie passed away. That maybe will need to be investigated in a different video and a different website. Thanks for watching, folks. Hopefully you find that useful and informative. Please keep up to date with what the Public Record Office are getting up to through our social media platforms and our website. Thanks again.